Section C of CSIR NET. 75 questions. 4 marks each. Attempt any 25 to 30. Sounds manageable. But 72.5% of those questions are classified as hard or very hard. And Section C controls 55% of your total score. If you are preparing for CSIR NET December 2026, what you are about to see from 1,771 previous year questions will completely change how you prepare. Every PYQ from 2016 to 2025 was analyzed. Here is what the data actually reveals. The difference between qualifying for JRF and only getting lectureship is approximately 16 marks. JRF requires around 120 out of 200. Lectureship requires around 104. That gap of 16 marks comes almost entirely from Section C performance. JRF fellowship is 37,000 rupees per month. A significant financial difference that compounds over years of research. The real question is not whether you can get JRF. The question is whether your current preparation strategy is targeting the right 16 marks. Because the data shows that most students are not. The CSIR NET syllabus has 13 units. Most students divide their study time roughly equally across all 13. The data says this is a serious mistake. Unit 1. Biochemistry and Molecules. Has 147 questions. 21.8% of all Section B and C questions. Unit 3. Molecular Biology. Has 118 questions. 17.5%. Unit 8. Genetics. Has 70 questions. 10.4%. 3 units. 49.7% of all marks-bearing questions. At the other extreme, Units 9 and 11 together contribute less than 2%. If you are dividing your time equally, you are spending 7.7% of effort on units that deserve 22%. That mismatch explains most CSIR NET failures. Now here is the insight that surprises almost every student. Even within the high-priority units, there is a specific starting sequence that the data recommends. And it does not begin with biochemistry. It begins with ecology. Unit 10. Ecological Principles. Has 39 questions. It can be mastered in 6 to 8 hours. And the questions are predominantly moderate difficulty. Compare that to Unit 1. Biochemistry, which has 147 questions and requires 20 to 25 hours of deep conceptual work. The return on investment, marks per study hour, is actually higher for ecology than for any other major unit. Start with ecology, then plant biology, then genetics. Build momentum before you tackle the hardest units. This is not intuition. This is what the PYQ data shows. Here is the most important insight in this entire analysis. And it is the reason why many well-prepared students still fail Section C. Section B tests memory and recall. You learn the fact. You recall the fact. You mark the answer. Section C does not work this way. Section C presents experimental scenarios you have never seen before. A novel inhibitor. An unexpected result. A hypothetical mutation. And it asks you what happens next. To answer this, you cannot recall a stored fact. You must reason mechanistically from first principles. The cognitive skill demand in Section C is fundamentally different. Multi-step reasoning. Experimental interpretation. Conceptual understanding at a depth that most textbooks do not reach. This is why students who spent months memorizing CSIR NET content still score poorly in Section C. They prepared for the wrong cognitive task. The question is not what you know. It is how deeply you understand the mechanism behind it. Section A has 20 compulsory questions worth 2 marks each. 40 marks total. And 44% of those questions are classified as easy. With systematic preparation, a student can reliably score 30 to 36 out of 40 in Section A. Yet this is the section that most CSIR NET aspirants underinvest in. Here is why this matters. The difference between a student who scores 28 in Section A and one who scores 36 is 8 marks. Exactly half the JRF gap. Work and time, speed and distance, sets and series, and number systems together represent 60% of all Section A questions. 30 to 40 hours of targeted practice translates directly into 6 to 8 additional marks. Section A is not an afterthought. It is the most controllable score bank in the entire examination. Here is the counterintuitive truth about CSIR NET exam strategy. JRF qualifiers do not attempt everything. They attempt strategically. Section C carries a penalty of -1 mark per wrong answer. A student who attempts 30 questions at 60% accuracy nets 60 marks. A student who attempts only 18 questions at 92% accuracy nets 67 marks. The second student attempted fewer questions and scored more marks. The JRF target is 32 marks from Section A, 36 from Section B, and 52 from Section C. That means attempting 18 to 22 Section C questions with high confidence. Preparation is about building certainty on a specific subset of questions, not broad coverage of the entire paper. Based on everything the PYQ data reveals. Here are 4 preparation roadmaps. 1 for each type of student. If you have 8 to 10 months, begin with Section A aptitude. Then work through ecology and plant biology for their ROI advantage. Then tackle biochemistry and genetics in depth. Your target is lectureship at 104 marks. If you have 6 months, begin with Section A. Then spend 8 weeks on biochemistry and molecular biology together. These 2 units alone cover 38% of Section B and C marks. Target: JRF borderline at 114 marks. If you have 4 to 5 months, cover all 13 units in ROI priority order with Section C as your daily practice from week 3. Target: JRF secure at 124 marks. And if you are targeting top rank, Section C must yield 60 to 70 marks. Approximately 20 questions at 95% confidence. Every roadmap begins with the same first step, section or aptitude in month 1. The final piece: how do you build the analytical reasoning that Section C requires? The answer is the 3-layer method. Start with why. The biological reason. The fundamental principle that makes the mechanism necessary. Then how. The mechanism. Step by step. From substrate to product or signal to response. Then and only then. What? The name. The fact. The classification. A student who learns this way can answer any variant of a question they have studied, including the unfamiliar experimental scenarios that Section C consistently presents. This is the methodology behind every study set at JRF Academy. 6 insights from 1,771 questions. Section C is 72.5% hard. Analytical skill is non-negotiable. 3 units cover 50% of marks. Start there. Begin with ecology, not biochemistry. Section A is 40 controllable marks. Do not ignore it. Attempt strategically, not maximally. Depth beats breadth. Every time. The data tells you where to study. JRF Academy teaches you how to think. Your first study set on any topic is free. If this analysis changed how you see your preparation, share it with one friend who needs it today.